Hey everyone, Eli here, and today I want to talk about the 3.16 teaser, Scourge. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, let's go ahead and watch the trailer. It's not very long. That's it. Pretty short, pretty simple. The thing I want to focus on though is there are a couple interesting things that aren't quite on the surface. So let's go back and take a look here. So the first thing that jumps out is obviously we have a new socketable item. That's cool. However, let's take a look at the inventory first before we get to the cooler stuff. So this gem right here, I went and looked through the list. That is not an intelligence gem that we already have. It looks like it has kind of a spear shape to it and lightning, so maybe some kind of like holy lightning spear throw, maybe like with Diablo 2 coming out or having come out already, the resurrected version. Kind of makes me think of like the Javazan with the Lightning Fury skill where she throws a spear and it splits into a bunch of other spears. Maybe Path of Exile's like, hey, that's a cool skill, let's just jam that in here. The other super noticeable thing is the Orb of Fusing here that seems to be corrupted. There's a lot of thoughts on what this could be. Maybe it's like much larger chance of six linking an item, but every time you use it, it changes, it kind of re-rolls a corrupted value. So maybe you have a 25% chance of just breaking the item right there into a different rare, or if it's unique, into a random rare. But maybe the odds instead of 1 in 1500 are like 1 in 25 or something like this. So maybe I'll like bypass the rules of, altering corrupted items and re-roll corrupted influences as well as try to link stuff. We also have this map right here, which is an arrow pointing at the glass blower's bauble. We have Devouring Totem showing here, which makes me think they reworked it, possibly. Who knows? Maybe the glass blowers do something else. It's a bit of a stretch. We don't really have any reason to think that. The other thing that I noticed here was there are mirrored items here. The weapons are mirrored. Maybe that has to do with this socketed item that we're putting into our character. Maybe it has to do something with a precursor to Calandra. Maybe we're finally going to go into the Vaal backstory and lore a little bit more and start getting our way towards confronting Calandra herself. But first, before we get into the really cool thing, there is this right here. So we socket it in, the thing starts to crack, and it clicks right there. And I gotta say, that reminds me of this right here from Diablo 2, where it's just the chat gem that doesn't do anything. And they're just clicking it, and it clicks and activates and deactivates. I'd like to think, though, that grinding gear is not doing something that silly where it's just something to click on because there's already plenty of things to click, maybe too many things to click. So let's go back to the trailer here and look at the cool thing that happens here. If we slow this down and we go frame by frame, the first thing is we get this guy right here. That's pretty cool. And you can see like back here, it seems like there's kind of a lava-ish background. He seems to be on sort of this molten rock area where it kind of is sandy or rocky here, and it goes to black molten rock. And if we keep going through here, then we see this as well. What is this exactly? This is it more like molten rock with lava underneath? Are these piles of bones with fire, with like little flames of fire running through them? It's not totally clear. Obviously, that's the point. But that is all of the special stuff hidden in the trailer that we can find so far. But if we go back to the trailer, we can see that we socket this into ourselves, and as it moves forward, you can see around the edges there's like blood, it looks like, filling up. This seems to be touching on the Vaal or the Vaal, however you want to pronounce that, where they used to jam the gems that we socket into gear into their own flesh. And so it looks like we're kind of going along that same theme where we're putting something into ourselves that is going to alter us dramatically, like it did for the Vaal or the Vaal society and the people in it. So It's really difficult to speculate on what exactly this might be. It's kind of like when they decided to add cluster jewels. It was just a massive change. It could be another massive change to the way we play our characters and build our characters, something that we build around. Who knows at this point? I'd like to go on and have more information to go off and speculate wildly, but for right now, I just wanted to get a quick video out there because I saw this happen, and I'm intrigued. I'm pretty I'm tickled about this, and the real key, the real clincher here for grinding gear is if they give us a pass through of updating the defensive mechanics. I do have a video out on that about my thoughts on how they might be able to modify armor and evasion specifically to give them more theme and more oomph, if you will. But we'll see what they do in 3.16, and as soon as we get more official information from Grinding Gear, I will be online and looking at it and reviewing it to get it out to you. So until then, this is Eli signing off.